Do you have do you feel like can never watch Creed 3 kind of thing?
Never.
Yeah.
No. And not that.
Yeah, again, do you feel like I won't can ever watch Statement of Faith 3 sort of thing? Never, definitely no. And not that, like I Michael B. Joe is decent person. The studio is magnificent, yet it's simply it's been such a genuine, unpleasant truly has now on the off chance that Michael be going along with we concoct a story I'll do ideology for, with him as long as the other fell isn't involved man. The affection pouring in for Feline Williams is AZ like everybody was discussing that wild meeting he did on Club Shay. You realize it exploded big time with very nearly 60 million perspectives. It resembled the entire world was stuck to their screens and get this Sylvester Stallone definitely rough himself is by all accounts jumping on the Feline Williams train now. I realize right it's sort of astonishing cause they're from entirely unexpected pieces of Hollywood yet word on the road is this not showing support. He has some tattle of his own to spite. Else supposedly, in spite of Stallone's enormous achievement, he's confronted his reasonable portion of Hollywood show even a hotshot like him, isn't resistant to the ferocious idea of Hollywood could. Do you at any point fight fallen pressure Hollywood's known for its savage side and, surprisingly, the greatest names aren't protected so on the off chance that Stallone's prepared to dole it out like feline. Get the popcorn cuz this confrontation will be epic presently. Hood talks Stallone. He's essentially a Hollywood legend right from Rough to The Expendables. The person's transformed the big screen. Yet here's the turn in spite of being the genius behind Rough, he doesn't truly possess the privileges to the establishment insane? How so last year, Michael B. Jordan shook the screen with Ideology 3 yet stand by brief. Where's our person Stallone as Rough Balboa? He was not too far off with Jordan in the initial two Belief motion pictures in any event, catching in an Oscar gesture for his execution in the 2015 presentation, yet in Belief 3 mysteriously absent sure they notice Rough's name a little yet. His genuine presence all out secret and get this it's the initial time in an incredible 9 movies and a stunning 47 years that a Rough film doesn't have Rough Balboa in it, so what's going on with the Vanishing Act? Well, it appears Stallone wasn't actually feeling the energy of Belief 3 or more, he's been having somewhat of a disagreement with Arwen Winkler, the top dog maker of the Rough establishment their quarrel as yet continuous Doctrine 3 wrote by Keenan Coogler and Zach Balin, from a story they concocted with the first Ideology chief Ryan Coogler, is a lot hazier interpretation of the generally elevating Rough series as per Var's movie. Pundit Owen Glaberman. This one's all the more a coarse thrill ride rather than your regular dark horse sports traumatization currently. Here's where it gets delicious. Stallone, the man behind Rough himself, had the few considerations about where they took with Statement of Faith 3. He wasn't precisely excited about the entire more obscure tone circumstance. He let them know that he's all the more a sentimentalist favoring his legends to get destroyed. Rather stand by, it's not only Stallone in the ring, Michael B. Jordan, who's been killing it as Adonis Ideology, had his own vision for the film. He needed to zero in exclusively on Adonis without the security net of Rough close by appears to be legit right. The principal Doctrine was about their dynamic pair, while Doctrine also saw Adonis fashioning his own way, so for Jordan it was a characteristic movement to allow Adonis to sparkle solo in Doctrine 3. Stallone's conflict with Winkler is a much greater justification for his non-appearance in Doctrine 3. Unfortunately, it could mean Stallone at no point ever plays Rough in the future. These two have been in conflict for a long time over who possesses the freedoms to the Rough establishment. Might you at any point accept it? Stallone fundamentally gave over those privileges once upon a time when he was only a striving entertainer, not understanding the mother loody he had on his hands. Currently, quick forward to last November and Stallone spills the tea to Sirius XM's Jessica Shaw. He's discussing how cutting binds with the Rough establishment for Statement of Faith 3 was one amazing close to home exciting ride as per him. Who's been all around as obscure as Winkler has been in Stallone's book, Basically, you raised thee with Erwin Winkler, and how he has the absence to rough, which is unbelievable to a ton. Never occurred before, it's insane. I would, in a real sense, be getting help consistently until the end of my life. Do you similar to reconcile at one point, or you realize you can't make harmony? I mean, how about we be practical here? You can't make harmony when somebody has been not really good or bad terrible. Lee, as I would see it, so like horrendous on the grounds that everybody made out, well, look at this Stallone. Isn't keeping down with regards to communicating his disappointments back in 2019. He spilled everything in a meeting with assortment, notwithstanding making bank from the first rough and scoring a few awesome arrangements on the continuation. Stallone doesn't have command over those darling characters. The fight amongst Stallone and Winkler over the rough privileges erupted up again in 2022. Lone tossed some serious shade in a now erased Instagram post, sharing a pic of Winkler portrayed as a snake with a tongue made of blades, a remarkable complimenting representation of the amazing rough doctrine maker. Right, an exceptionally complimenting picture of the incomparable rough doctrine maker Erwin Winkler from one of the country's most prominent craftsmen. Additionally, after Erwin controlling rough for more than 47 years, and presently statement of faith, I truly might want to have a tad but it of what's left my freedoms back prior to giving it to just your kids. I accept that would be a fair motion from this 93-year-old refined man. This is an excruciating subject that eats at my spirit since I needed to leave something of rough for my youngsters. Yet it's dependably extraordinary hearing from the reliable fans continue to punch. Stallone wrote in the subtitle, yet hang on, get considerably spicier. Half a month after the fact, MGM dropped the bomb that they were working on another G's side project film zeroed in on the Drago family. Dolph Lundgren, who featured as Ruff's Russian opponent Drago in Rough 4, and Florian Mutia, who appeared as Ivan's child in Doctrine 2, were ready. Stallone openly voiced his resistance to the side project, guaranteeing he was never educated about its improvement. Another heartbreaker just found this out by and by, Erwin Winkler. This wretched 94-year-old maker and his dumb, futile vulture youngsters Charles and David are picking clean the bones of one more awesome person I made without letting me know. I'm sorry to the fans. I never believed rough characters should be taken advantage of by these parasites, by the manner in which I have only regard for Dolph, yet he never let me know happening despite my good faith with the person I made for him. Genuine companions are more valuable than gold, Stallone added at the time. Lundgren in the end told it, encouraging rough fans to unwind after Stallone censored the side project he cleared things up about. The potential Drago spin-off. Dolph Lundgren stepped in to put any misinformation to rest. He clarified that there's no endorsed script, no arrangements set up, and no chief secured. In addition to he, by and by, thought his mate Katt alone was ready as a maker or perhaps an entertainer. Lundgren tended to a press spill from that time, calling it lamentable and guaranteed fans that he'd been in contact with Mr. Balboa, a lively gesture to Stallone's famous person to settle any concerns. So there you have it, just to put any misinformation to rest in regards to a potential Drago spin-off. There's no supported content, no arrangements set up, no chief, and I was by and by convinced, possibly by mistake, that my companion Katt alone was involved as a maker or even as an entertainer. There was a press release last week, which was sad, in contact with Mr. Balboa, just so every one of the fans can loosen up. There you go. While Stallone and Lundgren could have fixed things up, Stallone actually got some intensity with Winkler for however long. Winkler's clutching the keys to the rough realm. It appears as though Stallone's cherished person may be caught in realistic limbo. Yet hello, Stallone isn't one to keep silent about Hollywood's wrongs. Recollect when he revolted against the separation his pal Carl Climate looked before he died. It resembles Stallone's consistently prepared to defend what's right, both on and off the screen. As of late, Sylvester Stallone honored Carl Climates, his dear companion and colleague, who unfortunately died. Stallone, noticeably shaken, remained before a composition, catching a huge second between out his feelings to respect Climates in a crude and ardent second. Stallone shared, everybody, today is an extraordinarily miserable day for me. I'm so destroyed I couldn't see you. I'm attempting to hold it in on the grounds that Carl Climates was a particularly necessary piece of my life. My prosperity, every little thing about it, I give him fantastic credit at. Praise since when he strolled into that room and I saw him interestingly. I saw significance, yet I didn't understand how extraordinary I would never have achieved how we managed rough without him. He was totally splendid. His voice, his size, his power, his athletic capacity, yet more critically, his heart, his spirit. He didn't keep down in that frame of mind to Climates, recognizing the significant effect he had on his own life and the progress of the notable rough establishment on screen and definite